and I'll let Annie Ray say that, but I've been working in the mental health field for over 10 years. I currently work for the state as well, and I enjoy social services. I enjoy mental health, and I enjoy all things the reality of things.
You unofficially introduced Miss Annie Ray, and I guess officially introduced her again. We're gonna let Miss Annie Ray. Miss Annie Ray, can you tell us a little bit about who you are and why you're here?
Yes, so my name is Annie Ray Maxland, and I am the Director of Operations and Client Services for AIDS Athens, and I am here to speak on HIV and AIDS and the housing problem that we have in 26 counties and further out.
Thank you and welcome to the show. Now, this is the podcast of the people, and Miss Mone, this is your second time being on my podcast.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So you got one more time, and you'll be a friend of the show.
Yay!
I have to be at least 3 times, and you'll be a friend.
I'm working on it next time, then.
So yeah, you got one more time, and you'll be a friend of the show. You can bring her if you want to.
Yeah.
She'll be a friend of the show as well. But again, thank you guys for coming on. And again, like I said, we are It's a Rap with Ricky Sam, the podcast of the people. And we did last week, we did a community spotlight with Miss Sharon Jones, because in Athens, at the Bernie Harris Middle School, what they're having, they're trying to raise money because they're sending a group of music, I think the music department is sending them to Carnegie Hall.
Okay.
But yeah, which I think would be a great experience for them. So I mean, Carnegie Hall is probably one of the most famous venues in all the world. And to have that experience, I think that would do a whole lot for us. Small town 6, to 8th grade, I think is what they go to. So they're having a little trouble. So if you're listening to this now, or if you listen to it on the Rico, please reach out to Miss Sharon Jones Sims, or someone at Bernie Harris in the music department. I forget his name, escapes me at the moment. Shame on me, because I should have known it. And reach out to them. I think they're about $1,400 short of their goal, and they're trying to get it by May. The Hope for Xavier Foundation, we're going to meet here in a couple of weeks, and we're going to try to do something to help narrow that down. We don't have $1,400, but we're going to give them what we got. And so again, you are not part of it. You said you partnered before we came on, and you said you partnered with Rural Women in Action.
Yeah.
Tell me about that partnership and how it came about.
So basically, like I said, I worked for. Well, I didn't even say out loud. Never mind. I am the program coordinator for Jail and Reach for Advanced Behavioral Health. So I specifically work with now currently individuals who are currently incarcerated who seek mental health services for the jail. I've done different partnerships with business organizations or like small businesses who cater towards mental health. And I've enjoyed doing those things. And I like to do those things because a lot of people don't know about other agencies outside of what they've heard of. So
can I ask you one? Where does that passion come from?
I think the passion comes from just being real and just being authentic. Nowadays, you don't really get a lot of that stuff. Everybody hides different things under the rug. You don't really see. You can't really be like your true, genuine self. So I'm a person of. I've moved a lot.
Uh-huh.
So I moved every 2 years. So when I got to Georgia, I wanted to, and I stayed here because once my dad moved and retired, I was grown and I could do whatever I wanted to do. So I stayed here and I wanted to meet different people and I wanted to meet different women. And so that's where the love of just getting women together came from. Mental health comes from everybody that had some stuff done or have been through different things, and they just kind of, they don't show it. And so I miss the real and the reality of like, I don't know how to explain it. I miss the real and the reality of what people actually go through because we don't say it. All we see is a face. And I say all the time about social media, all you see is a face, all you see is hear words, and you just go off of that. And I want to show that
But I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't ask you that to stump you. Because a lot of times, the passion comes from my life experience.
Yeah.
You know, something that happened. That's not a bad word. Something that happened and you paid attention to it. Because it's a saying that I say all the time. We are all the sum total of our life's experience. And how we dealt with those things. And apparently, and I imagine, I can only imagine. You know, I thought they used to qualify as military brat because you moved around so much.
Yeah, I did move around.
And that's kind of hard, you know, making friends because did it make you guarded, so to speak? Like, well, I ain't gonna since we making a real good friend, but I'm gonna be out of here in 2 years. Did that kind of ever come into play?
No.
It did.
Anytime I went somewhere, I used to. Every time my dad and my mom moved, I used to go to as a kid go to doors asking if they had kids.
Really? So you were proactive with that friendship thing.
And I like talking to people that I feel like I connect with that are like genuine. Like I like to hear people's background stories.
Right.
Because
that's what at the core of who they are. That's who they are.
I like to hear people's background stories. I enjoy hearing it, and I enjoy changing like the perspective of like what they think. And I think that it was beneficial for me because I have lived in different places, and I'm not just from one town. So I can see it in different ways.
Yeah, like a smorgasbord.
And then I like talking.
Like a smorgasbord of culture, so to speak.
And then I enjoy talking. I enjoy hearing people's background stories.
So I'll pick.
I'm going to say, Miss Ray, you want to?
I will. I'm going to piggy off of when you said a passion. No matter, for me, I'm always back into serving. Every time I try to stray away and choose a different path, every time I get back to always serving, always giving. So I've tried to run away from it. I've literally tried to run, and then I catch myself back. Like now I'm at Athens, serving, giving back to my community, and now I've learned the things that happen to me, myself, my friends, family, or just people around me. As I've gotten older, I realized like, oh, this is why this person is the way they are. Let me try to find out, dig in deeper what the sole cause of how they got here.
And that goes back to the before we came on air, we was having a really good discussion, and that was what came up because there's a reason why somebody is the way they are.
Right. True.
One of the things I learned volunteering with my brother. Shout out to Minister Dale Hutchins, Pastor Dale Hutchins. I don't know. I want to step on my title. But he had a homeless shelter, not a homeless shelter, but after church they gave out, what they call hygiene packs. And they had a clothes closet, so they let them come in afterwards. And you saw some of the people coming in. And then when you have conversation with them, you realize this is a very smart human being I'm talking about.
Yeah.
These are people with PhDs. And something in life happened, and they struggled. And they weren't able to get back on their feet, or they're slowly getting back on their feet. And that was one of the things that I learned. So
we're all just one situation away from.
Yes, that's right. That's exactly what I was alluding to. That's what I'm talking about.
And it's interesting. I had told one of my friends I've always wanted to be a reader. I've always wanted to go and read books. People sitting in the bed, they read books, they fall asleep. It's like, I've just read 3 books, this week. I've always wanted to be a reader. And now I'm having a conversation here. It's like me hearing myself say, I love listening to people's stories and what's behind the scenes. You can read in different ways.
Right.
So my way is hearing people's stories or telling them my story.
Well, that's reading. That's reading.
Yeah.
Palm reading notwithstanding. That's reading. But speaking of reading, I'm going to shamelessly plug my book. Have you bought my book?
I have not.
I don't understand. I don't understand. It's a great read. It's not War and Peace. It's only 68 pages.
Okay.
On a serious note, it's a memoir about my son. My son did give. I know that my son did. I don't know if you know. You may know. My son passed a little over a year ago from a broken neck sustained from a seizure condition that he had, along with autism. And the book is about his relationship, me and his relationship, It's called He Never Complains. It's Sam and Xavier, a father son journey with autism. It's on Amazon.
Beautiful title.
Yes, yes, and it gives you an insight about how I got to be who I am.
Yeah.
And how he changed me. You know, it'll always be my testimony. I tell people this now that God really wanted me to go to heaven real bad because he sent me Xavier Hutchins. When I make it to heaven, I used to say if. I'm gonna say when I make it to heaven.
Right. You
My son was nonverbal.
Yeah.
And like I said, he had a seizure condition, but we're gonna joke in heaven. We're gonna be enjoying.
Oh yes.
Yeah. And that's why I say you don't really know like people's backgrounds and their stories. Like I was diagnosed with vocal seizures.
Now what is that? Explain it, because you gotta realize my audience. You know, we from janitors to CEOs, so you gotta broaden that thing a little bit.
I was just diagnosed with vocal. So ever since I was a little girl, I would get the giggles, and it would just be random. As I got older, they became worse, and so one year it became to where I couldn't get out of it. So I ended up going to a neurologist. I wrote all my dates down of like what time I would have them, and I would just, it was like the giggles, it wouldn't come out. So they're categorized as either you're laughing or you're crying, and it's just random.
So out of nowhere.
Just out of nowhere, just random. And so went to the neurologist, and I told her, you know, all of my experiences. I gave her my time and date, and that's why I came to drink campaign.
Yeah.
And so she diagnosed me with vocal seizures. So now I'm on medication for that. And so, you know, with you saying that made me think about mine, because you just don't know what people are going through behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Because I haven't even displayed, like I have the word seizure kind of triggered me a little bit, because like I would have never thought that I would be a person that was diagnosed with seizures, but that's what they are.
Wow. Well, see, and the seizure thing was something, it's a little bit more common with people with neurological disorders like autism. And the thing with my son, Xavier, he didn't start having seizures till he was 7, which is kind of odd, which is why it was so hard for me to believe when the school called and his son just had a seizure. Oh, he didn't. My son don't have seizures. You know what I'm saying? And then I saw him have one. And then of course, then we off to the races about, the best help that he can. Now, you got an event coming up, and I want you to expound on that. I want you to tell me everything that you can so my audience can, because I want you guys to really get behind it, especially in the Athens, Barrow, Clark, Commerce,
Northeast Georgia.
Northeast, there you go, Northeast Georgia.
Wherever you live,
Northeast Georgia, wherever you may live, come on out and support. So come on out and support this thing, because it's really worthwhile.
Yeah.
So, Mone, go ahead, take it away.
Yeah. Wherever you are, come out and support. If you can't come out and support, you can always support from far away. Make sure you share the information that you're given or that you hear if you feel like somebody else will benefit from it as well. The event that I'm going to do with the Women Empowerment Group, and it's called From Pieces to Peace. Mm-hmm. And it's about acceptance and understanding where we are and accepting that, because sometimes in life we don't necessarily accept where we are. We hear it, however, we fight with it. So I want to put women in a space to where they know that it's okay to be where they are, and that they're not alone, and that other people are also dealing with this as well. And so I was, asked to, and I gladly accepted to host my Women Empowerment Group. From Annie Ray as well. And I'm going to be catering. It's going to be on February 1st from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And it's going to be like a mini brunch.
Now, where's it going to be at? Make sure you know where it's going.
So it's going to be at 8 Athens, 2500 West Broad Street, building 300, suite 310 in Athens, Georgia.
I got that?
Yes.
So I didn't.
We got to plug it down.
Yeah, we're gonna plug it more before we get out of here. We're gonna plug it at least 2 or 3 more times.
Hey, beside Howard Johnson.
Beside Howard Johnson. You know what? I ain't gonna say. I got a story about not Howard Johnson. So yeah.
Okay.
But it's a lady that said that in one of those buildings. No,
Well, it ain't my lady.
no.
It ain't my lady.
This got nothing to do with this, and I can't really brought it up. It's about some alterations on some
Oh, I know exactly.
Swedish she can be. Swedish she can
I know
be.
exactly who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, but not.
She's nice lady. I like her.
She is.
But boy, okay. But again, we'll plug that again.
Yeah.
And with the Rural Women in Action, one of their core values is serving the underserved communities, which is why they say rural women, because it seems in any area you've got a rural area that's underserved. It seems like those are the forgotten people, so to speak, which is why organizations like yours, the work that you and Miss Annie Ray are doing, is so important. And again, Tammy King, shout out to her and Rural Women in Action, for doing what they do with your partnership. But it's not just about women. Men have health issues as well.
Yes.
True. Yeah.
So we also do a men's group every month.
That's what I'm about to say.
So I'm going to call up my friend Christopher Matt at Ben and Jerry. So we're going to do a course with him on the men's group. So you guys should check it out as well.
We definitely. I need his contact information, and he's invited. He's invited on the show and help plug that thing too.
I will.
Because listen, again, shameless plug here. I got 9,745 subscribers. I'm trying to get to 10,000 so I can get that button. I need that button.
Well,
I got
I'll post you on my Snapchat. You'll get the button.
You hear that, right?
Yeah.
So if I don't get the button, I'll come to see you.
Come see me.
February 1st in front of people.
Come see me. I'm about it. I'm about it.
I ain't about it. I'm just talking. I'm not about it. I'm just talking.
Hey, I got my whole agency behind my back.
Yeah, I'm just talking. I ain't about it.
Exactly. We roll up.
And that was one of the the greatest thing back. That Tammy had one here in this office, as a matter of fact, where she brought in, a speaker, and it was like, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
And the targeting was at our youth, which is again the conversation we'll have before.
Yes.
We got to have that conversation, okay?
Yeah.
With my friend Willie Buffalo. And I wish I could bring it for camera, but anyway, he said no, so we're not going to do that.
We'll do it at our agency.
Yeah.
Because he seems to understand, as we did conversation with it, it's that kind of conversation people need to hear it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's a conversation that people can get something from. Because during that conversation, I got something from you. I got something from Willie. And I hope I gave you guys something too.
Oh, for sure.
But those are the kind of conversations that need to take place. We need to get rid of the stigma about mental health being such a book.
It's definitely frowned upon.
Yeah. And see, and Willie can go back. You won't come on camera and go sit and reference you. Willie can remember when we grew up. If you said anything about Millersville, the automatic train of thought was you're an idiot.
With the facility, yeah, there was.
And there used to be a threat. I'm gonna take you down 441 because that's how you get to Millersville 441. We were in school, and Willie might remember this. We had a guy, he was from Millersville. His name was Mike. We called him Millersville Mike. He did not like that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's definitely.
He did not like because that was what was associated with. Or even in Athens, can't leave y'all out, the 6th floor. There is no 6th floor in Athens. But they will say, they're down there on the 6th floor.
But it's changed now.
But that would
they categorize it with that.
They would scare that would scare people like, well, I don't want people to think I'm crazy.
Right.
I don't want people to think, But in this day and age, and that's why I was saying last week, Sharon and I got off into it a little bit, and that's what I was telling her. I hope that this movement is not just a moment. That is, it really is a movement to making it comfortable for people to talk about mental health issues and the things that are in place to help them. And that the stigmatization. Is that a word?
It can be today.
Well, okay. Well,
we didn't create something.
If we ain't created websites, I want my credit. But get rid of that. You see what I'm saying? Because and again, you have to be careful about the pharmaceutical companies because they're not giving you something that's going to help, fix the problem. Because the money's not in the fix.
It's just baseline. I mean, and then I think too, when it comes to like people talking about mental health or somebody expressing themselves or saying that they're dealing with something, I think sometimes because of social media rules the world, that they feel like they're alone in it, or they're going to get talked about, or, so they don't feel comfortable doing it. So I do want to open up the floor for individuals, women, men, or anybody to feel comfortable talking about it and have that become a norm. Because right now it's not.
And that you touch on it, that's what it needs to become the norm.
Yeah, because just because some people go undiagnosed.
Absolutely. And then they wind up killing a bunch of people.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I wonder why they did that. I never would have figured them for that.
Yeah, and it's not even as deep as like being diagnosed with something, but people can just be stressed out, especially like with things that are going on. People can be physically stressed out, mentally stressed out, and just tired.
I think it's generational too, though. Generational, because everybody's perception on mental health is different. Like if I talk to my dad about it, he won't agree with it. If I talk to one of my graduate students, they'll understand. So also it's a way of educating yourself on what is the definition of mental health.
And that is why organization and you guys work is so important. Because how old is your dad?
My dad is 73.
Okay, so he grew up with the strong silent type.
You just
that
do
was
it.
model.
You get
for me, and
there's no excuse.
You didn't complain about it.
No.
You just, you see cowboy movies, shoot them in the leg, and keep going.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you had to have that kind of mentality, the strong side. Gary Cooper, who that's how he made his living, but he was strong silent type of. But to have an outlet for that now, because, and like you say, your grad students, they talk differently about it.
Yes.
As opposed to your father who's 70-something, because he knows then, because back then that was something you talked about.
No.
And a lot of people's, what happens is what happened, why they got there, how they got there. At their core bank, sometimes it's just unresolved trauma.
Right. A lot of it.
A lot of it is just unresolved trauma. You didn't know what to do. Say, for instance, and not to be patting myself on the back of it like that, I found my dad dead at 8 on my way to school for the rest of my life. And some people think, that's for the rest of my life. I stayed on the even keel. Somebody always tell me, they be like, you never seem to get excited. You never seem to get over it. You never get too down. You never get too excited. A friend of mine once said that. I worked with a guy for almost 20-something years, and he came up to me one day. He was an older guy. He came up to me one day. He said, let me ask you something. I said, yeah, what's up? He said, do you ever get mad about anything? I said, yeah. He said, why? I said, why? He said, I was telling my wife last night, I've been working with you for almost 20 years, and I ain't never seen him get mad about nothing. He said, that job, I don't see why. I got mad, but it kind of set the tone for me.
Yeah.
And that's why, sometimes you look and when you get older, you understand spiritual, because in the 70s, 8-year-old therapy, black, it ain't happening. You see what I'm saying? So I was left to figure out a lot of stuff on my own. But again, I think that's at the root of who I am and why I'm the way I am. I think that happened to me. And like I said, my dad, that was my hero.
Yeah.
It was him, then Superman. Yeah. It was him, then Batman. You see what I'm saying? That was my hero. But then, to that experience, it's in the book, by the way. Okay. But the whole thing's in the book. But and I think what I'm getting back to what I mean by people still have those and don't understand. I mean, one of the things raising my kids, because you don't want to leave anything to chance. Me myself, I did. So if I had to scold them, I made sure there was a cool down period. Then I went back in there and we sat down and we talked about what had just happened, why I reacted the way I acted. Right. But I would not leave that room unless when I walked out, they knew that I loved it.
Yeah. Oh, for
and
sure.
Then even with Xavier, he understood it. Non-verbal, but he understood everything because he was such a comedian. Because his idea was if he didn't see it, it ain't happening. So when I would start, get chastised a little bit, he would close his eyes like that. And then he would do this to see if I was still looking at him. And that used to crack me up here, and I would have to turn my back. I was trying to stay in the moment. But that was his thing. And then after he heard my boss come down, he would reach up, and we would hug.
Yeah.
So that let me know that he understood. But there was a lot of that goes on because a lot of children, they were, my dad whooped me. Why did he whoop me? He must not love me.
Yeah.
Why you not?
Just explain the process.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But as an adult or as a parent myself, it's sometimes like in that moment, you feel like that's the right thing to do, and your child is like, no, it's not. But as a parent, I think parents intentionally always choose things that they think is best for their child, thinking like, okay, this is going to work out, but then years later it didn't work out. But our intention is never to hurt you.
And that's the thing. You want to make sure that intention. That's the thing. My mom used to always, like I said, my mom, again, conversation before we came on air, my mom dropped out at high school in ninth grade, but like I said, she had a PhD in life. And she would always give us some marching on. She had 4 boys. Okay. And when we went out that door at 6 o'clock in the morning to catch that butt, she said, go out there and get me an education. That was for her marching on for all of us.
Yeah.
And like I said, I got all told, she didn't have a high school diploma, but she got 4 for her 4 sons.
Yeah.
She never went to college, but she got, I got 1 degree, Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice. Dale's got like 3. He's a theologian.
Yeah.
And Alex has an associate, and I think my other sibling has 1. So all that came from her. Giving us that. So, and so that's what I said. The unresolved issues sometimes can manifest themselves.
And like I've told people, like you said, unresolved issues. Like I may say something to you, and you hear it differently versus the way I'm communicating it. So that's why you need to have better communication. When everyone says like relationship, family, anybody, work, you always have to establish a real clear, transparent communication, because she could say something to me and I interpret it totally offensive.
Right.
But whereas to her, she's really like, do you get what I'm saying? And I don't. But then I don't communicate that. So now,
or if you didn't like the way she said it.
Yes.
Let me understand what you just said.
Right.
And a lot of times we misunderstood.
Very. And it's okay to agree to disagree. And that's the biggest part in my field is like, none of us will ever agree. And it's okay. Yeah. It is okay. You can get your point across, but it doesn't mean everybody has to agree with it.
No, you don't. And the art of compromise is that you have to go in with the mindset that you could possibly be wrong. Right. If you go in with the mindset that you just got to see it this way, that's not compromise. But if you're going to sit down there and talk and be mature about stuff, like you said, agree to disagree, because that can happen. Because I can totally. Say for instance, I can totally understand how you got to where you got to, how you think the way you think, and still not agree with you.
Right.
And that's okay.
We can go sit down and go get something to eat.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah. Like when on me, when Joe Clark did that, you think you bad. Then at the end, he said, let's go get something to eat. Yeah. But that's maturity. Sure. And that's why, so on your event that's coming up, February 1st,
it's February 1st from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Spots are very limited, so if you're interested, definitely reach out to either me or Annie Ray to RSVP.
Listen, is there any way that I could sponsor somebody? The Hope for Xavier Foundation and Interrupt Radio Sound, we could sponsor someone, and then you can just give it to somebody and say it's already paid for.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We can do that. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
We're going to do that. We definitely going to do that.
Yeah, so
we want to support.
Yeah. Well, our focus at AIDS Athens is focusing on HIV and AIDS and keeping them housed for prevention and just so that they don't have the stress factor of their medical, so that they can just continue their daily lives.
Well, shout out to AHF. That's another organization that Women in Action have teamed up with, because every time that Tammy does have an event, she does have HIV tested. As a matter of fact, I'm on her board, and we certified to do HIV testing.
Well, keep pushing for her HIV testing, y'all.
Yeah, and then HIV testing. Yeah, and trust me, you want to know your status.
Yeah.
You want to know your status. That ain't something you want to guess about.
Yeah, it's okay, and don't stigmatize it either.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all one situation from being in a situation.
Correct, and that's where the Women Empowerment Group for me comes from. It's just like, it's okay. Like, people have different things going on. It's okay.
And the technology, science, medication is totally different than back in the 80s. Educate yourself.
But that's always been the case, even back in the 80s, because we look at Magic Johnson. I mean, a lot of people, and I'm going to tell you guys this, he is not cured
For sure.
You can't say he's not, but but it's undetectable.
Yeah.
Not even
Because he
him.
kept up with his, but
Even people in these spaces, like people in this local area, they are doing fine. They're thriving.
Yeah.
Don't let HIV/AIDS hinder you.
Yeah.
Yes. No. Everyone always comes to my office and tells me that HIV/AIDS is a problem. I'm this, I'm that, and what it really is, your blood sugar. You're eating all these cakes and pies and cookies, Coca-Cola. yeah, your sugars. I got your sugars. Your HIV is undetectable. You're thriving in it. What else? Your hypertension. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I have yet to see someone come in and have issues with their HIV. It is so many
like
other things.
Yeah.
I think sugars is my biggest one. The sugars.
Yeah.
mine too.
Oh my God. Okay.
Mine too. But again, I had to because I was pre-diabetes. And I love ice honey buns.
Oh my
You should not get with the
I don't see
You gotta warm it 10 seconds.
know what you. Oh, and put butter on it. Oh my God.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
So there goes hypertension.
But that's what I'm saying.
Type 2 diabetic.
But here's the thing. I didn't have any of that. But I didn't have the high blood pressure, none of that.
Okay.
But I was pre-diabetes, and my wife's a nurse, so I hadn't had one in like 5 years now.
You gonna get one today?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Look at you see that?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm the souls of my unborn grandchildren. I am not.
Okay, I'm gonna knock on the wood for that one. Cause you over here putting it on souls.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But what I'm saying is that
Well, what happened was. Okay, I'm done. Keep going.
but that's not what it's But what I'm saying, I am not getting high. I saw what you did there, but I'm not getting high one. People, I'm not getting high one. I tell you what, zero, not me. But what I'm saying is that those type things, I think they're really worried about, and I hate to say it, I don't want to sound crass. Who am I going to have sex with?
Yeah.
Okay, come on.
That is a question.
Okay. I didn't say it was the question.
Yeah, that is a question. And they have plenty of, and it's almost like, okay, so I don't even know how to say
Here,
Go ahead.
So I would say, okay, so say, you want to have sex, HIV positive. Other people may want to have sex and they have people come with something. People come with something. I mean, that's something that's like people come with something.
Can you come with something? That's in general.
So
I need something specific.
No, we're gonna go the education route.
Okay,
We're gonna do the education. So regardless, I understand your point of view, but also if you're going to realize your body, male or female, it is a temple. It is. So regardless if someone's positive or negative, even for you and them, you should always know your status on just your health, genetic makeup, regardless.
Yeah.
You should want to know, hey, let me go if I'm going to be active and be unprotected, let me know the responsible way to get myself tested, to protect myself and protect others. That would be the best plan of action for you if you plan on having unprotected sex. And even if you don't plan on having unprotected sex, you use a condom, you still go get tested.
Yeah.
So there's positive people out here that are undetectable, take their medications, their blood work is fine, and they thrive in life, and they cannot transmit it to you. If you don't educate yourself and you're blaming someone because you ended up positive, did you do your due diligence to ask them, hey, when's the last time have you been to the doctor? Not even HIV, don't you? You sympathize with them when they have diabetes, cancer. Yeah, so what's the difference?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So why are we stigmatizing it? Yeah. So why are we stigmatizing HIV?
Yeah.
You didn't. I mean, COVID. I remember people were so paranoid to be around someone without a mask. Oh, you can't come to my facility. There was
jobs.
Yeah. You had to get that card to go in places. Like where I worked in New York, I worked in New York, and you had to carry a card to go in grocery stores, and there was stigma against COVID.
Yeah.
But with HIV, it's just like, oh, if they got that, oh, it's just a paranoia around it.
Yeah.
So educate yourself and don't blame the person because you didn't do your due diligence on yourself to get checked and see what you had before giving whatever or receiving. So just always look at you first.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just like you say, I always say, I'm not going to have unprotected sex with you.
Right, true, yeah.
Yeah, then you need to practice celibacy, but that's not the reality. Not everyone practices celibacy. So it is your personal responsibility to get checked.
Yeah, and then that just goes back to the whole, the from pieces to piece aspect, and like that, the brunch that I want to have is just because people do come with different things. It's not just one thing. Right? So we definitely want to educate individuals with what they can do, their due diligence, what they've done, their accountability, as far as acceptance as well with different things. And so that's
And then we do have, unfortunately, just rare circumstances where someone was raped, someone was molested, and those are the cases that I also see where you're a child and it happens to you. Or your parents didn't have the healthcare needs or the money to pay for healthcare to get tested and pay for medications. But luckily now, this time of day, we're able to do that. There's resources. There's the health department. You can get tested for free. If you don't have insurance, they're able to help you. There's so many resources, but you also have to go out there and look and educate yourself. Read on if you're on social media. Hey, you can find it on social media. There's ways around it.
There's everything. Everything is on social media now.
Or YouTube.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I still need about 250 more subscribers to get that button.
Okay, let's get them those 200. If you're watching this video, if you're listening to the podcast, it is absolutely free to play.
Yes.
Don't we like free stuff?
Yes, I do.
Yes,
I do too.
If it's free, it's for me.
Yeah.
We had this guy at work one time, and he was really into the free stuff because he would say he would know that his family was going to a buffet at night. He would starve himself all day, and he'd be like, "Why you eat these, man? We go to the buffet."
Oh my goodness.
And he said, "It's free. I want it." And somebody said, "So if they give away free butt with me, you come to get one of them?"
Okay.
But he was something else.
Yeah.
But the goal of your event, if you wake up February 2nd and you sit back reflecting on the past, on the February 1st, what happened on that day, what would a successful event be for you? And Ms. Anna Ray, I want you to respond as well.
Okay, so mine would be a client call, not even that day of February 1st after the event is over.
Yeah, after it's over, you want to say, we did this great.
A client just telling me, just thank you for doing this. Thank you for hosting this. This was great. That's enough for me.
And I think for me, a successful event would be somebody waking up and feeling better than they did when they came.
All right.
That they did, and feeling like they're not alone in certain situations. That it takes a while for the acceptance to be met. However, it's not impossible. And so, coming to an event with me, I like to be, transparent, and I like individuals to be transparent with me as well, because you don't know what the needs of the client are. So you can help them all day long, and then they still leave out empty. So I like to look at it as like if I'm talking to somebody, or if I'm hosting a group or anything like that, tell me what you all feel like to me. Now, I can talk to you all, because from pieces to piece came from just being broken.
So that was going to be my next question. Where did you come with? Because I think that's a great. I think that's a great thing. Pieces to pieces.
Yeah, just being.
You got a T-shirt?
Do we have a T-shirt?
I don't. I should get one. That's a great idea.
Yeah, T-shirt. But that's for an event such as this one.
Yeah.
See, you need a T-shirt. Something that somebody can look back to. You still got time.
I sure do.
Time.
That's a good idea.
Sell them at the shirt. That's still like
That's a very good idea.
T-shirt. Mine is like, I want them to come back and leave the the next pathway for someone else.
Yeah.
Mine is like hold the hand for the next person that was in your state.
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful thing about what it is that you guys are doing. Because often the stuff that we're going through, that God just allows us to go through, we're not going through it for ourselves. We're going through it to be trailblazers for somebody else.
Right.
Because somebody else is going to travel that same path, and they might not have the wherewithal that you have to get through it. So, but they can look at how you got through it and be inspired or empowered. Because the thing of the day is empowerment. To go ahead and do something like that, which I think is great. But yeah, you need to get some t-shirts.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And I feel like talking to people, like I said, I just always enjoy talking, and I feel like people teach me stuff. You know, I can go in there and say, you know, X, Y, and Z. However, I'm learning from them as well. And I think that's the connection piece.
Yeah, it's a give and take.
Yeah.
Because somebody, you can get something from anybody out there.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Again, we talk about your life experiences, you know, and you can learn from anybody. And then if you got that mindset, because nobody knows it all. Nobody has it all figured out. Because I tell people all the time, the 30-year-old Sam versus the 64-year-old Sam.
Right.
Totally different person.
Yeah, me too.
So totally different. I like to think I've grown.
Matured.
Okay.
All right. So I was watching a show. And a statement that was made on the show. They did an experiment with a group of people. And the guy walks in the room and he says, "Who's the smartest person in the room?" So I'm going to ask y'all, if someone walked in the room and said, "Who's the smartest person in this room?" amongst a group of people, what would your response be?
I don't know.
So his response was the room. The room.
Wow.
And I thought that was very deep.
Wow.
And it goes back, it made me think about that because I was like, you know, me talking to people, they're teaching me too. Like, we're all collaborating here. Yeah. So it's not just, I'm the smartest person in the room. Y'all got to listen to me. It's not like that.
No.
I've been in some rooms like that.
Yeah, I have too.
I've been in some rooms like that.
I have too. However, when he said, I was like,
yeah, that's
that is
that is.
I have never.
I thought that was great.
I'm gonna do that one.
Yeah, that was a great answer, but I think mine was second. I don't know.
When he said that, I was like, wow. Okay, I'm using that.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that one too.
Yeah,
right.
I am. I'm gonna use that with my clients.
I'm excited.
Well, good. You should be. You should be. But I think this event is going to be awesome. I really do.
Yeah, all of our, I must say, all of our support groups they have a great, you know, commitment from our clients, and it's just nice to see them, like, you know, congregate and fellowship with each other.
Yeah.
It is really every month, twice a month. It's definitely a social event for all of us.
Yeah. So. When you say social event, what do you mean social? There's food and dancing?
Yeah, definitely food. Yeah, and I've got.
No dancing?
Hey, I've been trying to have them teach me this dance.
Willie said he's all in.
I am putting my clients at Athens on the spot because they still haven't taught me this fan dance.
The boots on the ground.
Yes.
Get away from me with that.
Yeah, no.
She has been trying.
Get away from me with the boots on the ground.
And there's another one I've been trying to have them teach me, but it just ain't there, y'all.
Which one?
It just ain't there. They send me all the YouTube videos, and I'm watching it, and I'm.
Well, I'm tell you something. I'll tell you this: if you can't learn it on YouTube University, you got a problem.
So
you got a problem.
Hey, we've got some people that can sing, so I was like, oh, we have to do karaoke night at the office.
That would be great.
But I'm gonna come back and visit you guys.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
There's some different stuff in there.
I see paintings in front of us. We did a canvas. Yeah, we did a canvas night. And
Tammy's really with the outreach here in this community. Awesome. But this is where we grew up. This used to be my elementary school.
Oh, wow.
Then it wound up being my middle school. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I got history in this community. It's right here. So we're fully invested in empowerment. And women's empowerment, and that's why I'm glad to have you guys over. So glad you guys agreed to come on.
Yeah,
thank you for having us.
Thank you guys for coming. Listen, we're getting ready to get out of here. If you guys want to continue, because I don't have any sponsors, I can talk on. Well, when that changes, we'll worry about it later. But I don't have any fun with it. But y'all would keep track of I enjoy this conversation.
You will. We're going to speak that to existence.
There you go.
So I'm going to have a timeline for you since I do operations. I'm going to give you till like 30 days from now to see if you got some sponsors. So you got some legwork to do.
I do.
Yeah,
I got 2 legs. I got legs. I got 2. And thank you so much for speaking that. We had a couple of people in the chat, and again, it's my fault because I didn't have anybody monitoring the chat. But trust me, my TikTok audience, I'm starting including y'all more. I swear. Well, I just got on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and I just get on TikTok to go live on TikTok. I was just not able to do that.
Yeah.
So I always forget about them. I just usually shout out my YouTube audience and my Facebook audience. But
well, you might want to try Snapchat. Snapchat is a great one.
But I do, and here's the thing: I'm a little bit upset with Restream. That's who I do my reach because it's all platforms at the same time.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's right.
But see, when you're in a place that the internet connection is not that great, that's why I record here.
For sure.
Okay.
So I can upload it. So because a couple of episodes that I did with Restream, if the internet froze, then it catch up.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is why I always record that. So I go back and edit out all the stuff that we don't want nobody to know.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
All the conversations we want. But once you go live, you know.
I just started going live doing my makeup because that's where I love doing makeup. I love doing
when we talked the first time you on, you told me about that.
And so I just kind of rolled in some mental health as well because at the end of the day, all this come off. The wig come off. The lashes come off. And so it's like, are you comfortable with what you're left with?
Right. And you do some life coaching too. And see, that's something I do too as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have any clients yet.
Yeah.
I'm giving away free. I do videos every day. And I got this thing I do on Facebook called More Ramblings from an Old Black Man. I'll make a statement. I'll just say More Ramblings from an Old Black Man. Then
but you know, you do have clients.
Yeah, you have 9,000.
You do.
Well, let me rephrase. I don't have paying clients.
Okay.
Because I do that every day. I post it every day. I do shorts every day.
Yeah.
So you should do where you do consulting, like if you have someone privately.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I got an offer out there for consulting, you know, and I got a newsletter. I told them sign up for the newsletter, even if you don't book a consultation, just get the newsletter.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? And maybe I can turn you into a client.
Yeah.
I got all that stuff in place. But I want you to tell me not tell me, but tell my audience what exactly does life coaching entail? Because I think that's kind of because it's kind of new.
Yeah.
Some people really don't get the gist of it. And I got somebody coming. I shout out to Miss Kimberly Mone. She's coming on. She's a life coach. I think she lives in Loganville. She's going to come on. I think she's got paid clients too. But she's going to come on. She's going to explain because I think that's what it is. A lot of people are apprehensive about it because they don't really know what life coaching is.
Yeah.
But from your point, what is your life coaching? Because I think that was one of the reasons why we had such a great conversation last time.
We did. I do have a few clients with my life coaching business on the side. And I just come from a reality standpoint. I think when I talk to people that I work with, we're having a conversation. Mm-hmm. It's not like I'm giving you a list of things that you need to do, or I'm not giving you a list of like what you should do. It's like we're talking and we're having a conversation. And that's what I like to go off of because I do like talking. However, I do more listening as well because sometimes people just want people to listen. Like in today's society, people don't listen. They listen to respond. They don't listen to
understand.
They don't listen to understand. So when it comes to life coaching, I would encourage individuals, like if there's something that you're interested in or if you're wanting to do that, you do have to be ready for it because, you know, you are going to get told the truth based upon the conversation that we're having. Sometimes people don't necessarily want to hear the truth. They want you to be on the side of right.
Yeah. And that's the one thing I always, which is a disclaimer, when somebody asks me about life coaching, I said, how effective is it really? I say it really depends on you. It's not about me. Because it will only work as honest as you are. If you're going to be 100% honest, you'll get 100% result. If you're only going to be 50% honest about what it is that you're telling me, then I'm only going to be able to give you 50% of where it needs to be to be. So it's not really about me.
Right, true,
sure. It's not really about me. Mine comes from spirituality. I think people need to understand that you're a spirit housed in a body, not a body that has a spirit. I think that's a distinction that a lot of people don't understand. I'm a man of God. I believe in God, and I think it all starts with your spirit, your spirit. And I think if it's out of line with God, if it's out of line with God, then it's out of line with life. See what I'm saying? Because God didn't put you here to go through what you're going through. He lets you go through that, but it was of your free will.
True.
But He has the answer.
But
God has the answer, and that's what I always tell people. It's something you got to get it right with you, because that's what's going to sustain you. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times, if your spirit's not, it manifests itself into physical disabilities, not disabilities, illness. You see what I'm saying?
Like the stress.
There you go. People talk about it can manifest itself. So your mental health, again, it all ties back to mental health. And being healthy.
It does.
It all ties back.
A lot of stuff ties into mental health.
It all comes full circle.
But then it's also a choice. It's just that phrase, you know how you say it's your choice, it's on you. Again, we can always lead the horse to the water, but you can't.
You shoot him in the head.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm like, I haven't heard that one.
That's the phrase I always struggle
haven't
with.
heard that one.
It's like, we always lead them there, but we can't make them do anything.
And that's why you have to be ready. A person has to truly be ready for change. We can say all day long that we want to change this, want to change that, and then you're still stuck in the same rotation, doing the same things that you were always doing. That's not leading you to the goal that you're setting for yourself and that you've been talking about. So I think that's another benefit of life coaching as well. You have to come when you're ready, and you have to come when you're tired.
Because willpower runs out.
Yeah, it does, and motivation runs out. Motivation runs out, and I didn't know that.
What a lot of people do, they'll run to it because it's tied to an emotion.
I didn't know that.
You see what I'm saying? Anything, because, and Willie can attest to this, football is an emotional sport. And you come out jacked up, what do you do after that jacked up is gone? That's where the football player comes in.
All I thought about was
you see what I'm saying? You think everybody jacked up for the first 20 minutes. But when the game, when all that's gone, let's leave. Now we get to the meat of that was the rubber meat road.
Right. So when you say that, so the best way I can picture this is like, when we have clients that come in for counseling and they're like, oh, I'm doing well, I don't need counseling right now. So when you're doing not well, you need counseling. But then when you're on the up and up, you don't need counseling. But you got to keep a balance.
There you go.
Right, correct.
And that's continuous. You don't want to. You don't want to wait till you're out of water and say
correct. Correct. This is like medicine and vitamins and water. Like you said, the water. The thirsty, the food. You need that to sustain.
To sustain.
If one thing falls off, then it's going to alter different things in your life.
Everything about balance. And this mental health thing, like I said, I'm just hoping that it keeps going, that everybody keeps it at the forefront of one of the things that can heal this nation. Of course, in honor of Martin Luther King, if you guys don't have anything to do,
come to Elberton. Tomorrow.
Elberton.
What time?
At the parade. The walk-up line starts at 2:30, and the actual parade, I believe, starts at 4.
Okay, Elberton. But if you can't make it to Elberton, I am guest speaker at the Great Breakthrough Christian Ministries tomorrow afternoon program at 3 p.m.
Okay.
And we're going to be talking about, and hear me out, I am not a preacher. I am not a deacon. I am not an elder. I am not a pastor. I am just a person who loves people. And I'm going to try to give a different perspective on what the dream actually means, because I think it's been misconstrued because it was a dream about humanity. A lot of people want to just give it to them. Oh, that's a black holiday. No, it was about humanity. But I'm not going to give you my whole speech right now. We got to come tomorrow to find out. 1867 Deweytown Road, Great Breakthrough Christian Ministry. My pastor is Sylvania Watkins. We got a great praise team. I post every Sunday. You guys, if you don't want to see it, go through. So, with that being said, do you guys have anybody y'all want to shout out before we get out of here? Reggie, I missed you today, buddy.
Mine's just come check us out at AIDS Athens. We're always looking for volunteers.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, always looking for volunteers and events to do. Just get the community within our walls. And the visibility is very hard because of stigma.
Right.
So that's our biggest struggle right now. It's just stigma, and I know a lot of people. Judgment is it's very hard. I think all of us have judgment within, even myself. So just come in there with an open heart and compassion, and knowing that we're all just one situation away.
Yeah, for sure.
Miss Mone?
I actually don't have any things.
You don't want to shout out nobody?
No. The world.
The world? What's your baby candlestick, baby? Nobody? Mailman? Huh?
I don't have any shout.
You don't have anybody want to shout out? Well, I'm going to shout out. I got a list of people to shout out. Shout out to my daughter, Carlita, Talisha, my son, Dante, my beautiful wife, Dawn. How you doing? I think that maybe you in the chat. Maybe not. You can tell me when I get home.
Okay,
shout out my friend Willie.
Damn, never put. Now I got a whole list.
Okay.
Shout out to James and Pat. That is my mom and my dad. Shout out to my sister Tiffany, my niece Daria, Jace, Jaden, Sydney. Shout out to Brittany Harris. Yeah, I do got some shout outs.
Yeah, see, there you go. You have to think about it. Miss Ray?
Okay, well, I guess mine is to my children, Brianna, Gianna, and Sebastian, and my dad.
All right.
I guess my family, my support, my Filipino community. Yeah.
All right.
Hold me down.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of what I know was a really, really great show.
You.
And if you didn't join us live, it will be rebroadcast. It'll be on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. I'm sorry, TikTok. I don't mean no disrespect. TikTok. I gotta get used to it.
Yeah.
I gotta get used to it. But as we say at the end of every day, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're all saying? Yeah, I gotta cut that one off. But I can edit that out, but I'm out of here.
Thank y'all for letting me sit in. You guys did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
It was informative. I felt comfortable.
Good.
And
Yeah, that was a great
amazing, man.
conversation.
In a good way, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that was a great
good.
conversation. Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah, I think so too.
She was. You weren't even nervous. I think you did well.
And you both did great. That was a great
Once
conversation.
that spotlight came on.
Yeah.
She was like, sit over here because you're going to talk the most. I was like, I know she
And then look at me just talking.
I know.
You guys did great, man.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm not trying to hype you up. This is the first time I've sat in on something like this.
Yeah.
I was very impressed.
Thank you.
I was very impressed. You know?
Yeah, that was a good conversation.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll have to have you come